Hi, I'm Don Drake, and this is the Sketchy GM. Today is another in my Lathe of Heaven series where I used my visual planning tools to map out full campaigns. This is the second in a sequence that focuses on the campaign inspired by Becky Chambers' novel, A Close and Common Orbit. Last time I laid out some broad story arcs. This time I worked to establish the geography of the game world. I also start to block out the drivers in the world that propel the story and sketch out the field of action for the concluding sequences in the game. All right, so we're back to the Monday group campaign design. I've named Common Cause and labeled this thing properly. So I thought about this some more, and one of the things I didn't put on here was the geography that makes this happen. I thought about this last night, and I realized I had a geography that would fit pretty closely my concept. I bought the DMG, or I got the DMG the other day. Got it because I pre-ordered it. Don't know, that was 2 months ago or something, so that's how long ago I did this map. This is faction in the Greyhawk setting. I was going through the book and converting it to these useful things useful for me anyway. This is the Knights of the Watch. They're in part of the Greyhawk setting. They serve these kingdoms. They protect these kingdoms against these kingdoms. These are the threats that are sent across here. The battlefield tends to be coming through these barrier peaks. I don't have the Greyhawk map handy right this second, but it looks like there's a little bit of a valley that extends into the barrier peaks there. Very simple, but I don't have to read the 3 paragraphs or whatever it is in here. And I'm going to hijack this general structure here. So this is the area, the valley, Long Valley, that this player lives in. This is the invaded and doomed valley. This is in the mountains. This is the barrier peaks. I can even use that name if I want. And this goes on for quite a while. And on this side too, okay, too rugged to live in. Through here, a river comes down or runs through the place. At the end, we'll say there's a lake, and then somehow this falls out through the mountains. There we go. Glaciers here. Glacier, and here, and we'll say there's glaciers. That makes this a high, cold place. This is a lake, and this is a high valley. So what we're looking at here in general is mountains go up, high valley, mountains go down. Okay, cross section. All right. This land is lawful evil. This land is lawful neutral. You can count on the law for everybody. This is a trade road, and this is the town. So we'll go town, and we'll go trade road. And this goes to common cause. Okay, make this a little more mind-mappy than it is mappy-mappy. So the situation is the line of control keeps shifting back. This place, let's see if we can fit this in here. Valley produces resource. This could be a spice. This could be a magical component. I don't know how messy that is because I'm drawing without my reading glasses on. I can't see anything. So here we go. Okay, I can still read that. Question mark, whatever this is. Sought by both. Okay. And because of this long-term conflict for ownership, for control, and this makes periodic change of what we call governance, maybe is the word we're looking for, maybe governance. Citizens sucks to be you, because okay, so what does this do? So we're in a phase here where the lawful neutral, I can actually, let's make sure it's clear, some disadvantages, because the neutrality here still means they don't have the citizens' best interest at heart. They have their own interests at heart. And so no matter who controls this valley, the people who live here and who farm, I guess, farming, because it needs to be renewable. Farming. They have to suffer under whatever arbitrary dictates these governments have. So the goal is to get these two governments to allow this to be an independent state. They can just stand off. The driver here, this is the driver of the periodic change. We know this is sought by both. Okay, driver of periodic change is jealousy. Own unique resource. Okay, so deep down, this is a status symbol for these two places, and whoever has it, the other one's jealous and they want it. Okay, so the solution is make independent. This is what Solomon would recommend. He would tell the mothers to cut the baby in half, right? But we're not going to do that. Okay, so this captures very roughly, because I'm just in the early thinking stages of this campaign. I'm not even sure I'm going to run this thing. This captures my basic geography I have to work with for part of it, and the political situation that drives this whole thing. Okay, geo-political. Okay. I just realized I have a bit of a conflict here. I had an idea last night also for kind of the end game for this. My idea was Summit Conference. Okay, delegates and delegates. Okay, I can do this. Okay, this is the vote. Okay, this is our ticking clock. Some for ceding land to lawful evil, some for independence. And this for over here, some for claiming land and some for independence. Okay, so at the end of the war, winners of war, losers of war. All right, there's our voting blocks, and we got the big summit. The players, this group, lobby and assassinate. That's one way to fix it. This is lobby and assassinate. This is in the disputed town. Okay, so this place is isolated town. Conference begins. Magical ban on travel. Okay, so nobody can come, nobody can go. And the delegates you have still alive are the delegates that are going to vote. So now we got our campaign isolated, at least the end of the campaign isolated in a kind of claustrophobic location. The players, this is going to become cat and mouse in this tightly confined space. They're going to need allies to hide them. We may have to change that. I mean, this is okay. There may be some adjustments here because I'm thinking a few different things. I'm not sure this is going to be a barbarian bard anymore. I'm thinking it might be a barbarian paladin, or a bard paladin. It would be good to be able to keep the persuasiveness of a bard. These two characters, the cleric and the paladin, are not going to be stealthy. These are full armor wearers. We're in cat and mouse. So is this cat and mouse or teleport and kill? How to make iffy. Okay, so where's the risk in that? Teleportation, just boom, you're there. This inner sanctum, guards, and arriving guards. Okay, so in a teleport and kill scenario, one way we can make these a little more risky is we have some inner sanctum guards. You got to kill those guys before you can get to the main target. And there's also whatever location you're at, there's arriving guards. So 2 embassies. So we could have that in town. Okay. So these guys, they know the votes. They know the vote date. So the players, and one way I want to speed this game up is they don't have to discover information like this. They can know it. It's public information. Might give them a minor challenge to find out who's voting, how. Steal a delegate notes, suborn, or bribe a scribe, something simple. Okay, so from where we were yesterday, we've actually we haven't addressed that. We've gotten down to here. We solved the problems. The problem. This we actually know right now is geo-political. Geo-political common cause, because that's the label of the chart that's going to fill that in. Okay, very good. So how are we going to get the MacGuffin? Well, that's a question for another day. I think that was 25 minutes to rough that out. That was fun, useful. All right, let's take a look and see what this pair of maps is delivering for us. We have some locations that turned up in this map, where the place where the conference is taking place might be important. The 2 embassies are probably going to be important in the town, of course. These things will get designed later, and to some detail, these are important locations. Maybe not the location where the conference happens. Probably the players won't go in there. It may be a thing. The other map, of course, has lots of locations here. The valley is the place where player 2 lives. That's where they start the game. Somewhere down the mountain, either on the lawful neutral or lawful evil side, is where player 1 starts their game. That's the second world. It will make a difference which side I have them live on. It'll affect their character, their expectations. We'll have to figure out a way to make sure that player 2 goes to the proper location. That'll be interesting. Also on here, we have a lot of required lore. This is going to be session 0 lore, probably. I want player 2 to start with a pretty good idea of what their world is like, what the problem is when it starts unfolding, how it fits into the history of the place they live. That's it for this map. This one over here will turn. Here we have a required lore. The magical ban on travel is super important, and the rules by which these delegates operate is going to be important. Since they're both lawful, one evil, one neutral, if the norms here say that murder is a way to resolve or to whittle down the final vote, that's going to be an option available to the players too. If not, then this is all negotiation. Also on this map, we have some NPCs that pop up the 12 delegates. They'll probably be described in some detail. It's a lot of people to deliver to the players. There's some real storytelling challenges here in bringing the players up to speed on what they have to work with. The guards, those are probably stat blocks. Maybe there'll be some individuals there. And then this little scribe over here we can make available just in case. So things are getting more specific in this plan now.
Please exercise click hygiene during all your online excursions, because your attention, in combination with the algorithms, helps create the world we share. If you think this vidcast is a worthwhile addition to that world, please like and subscribe.